Welcome back to AM Northwest. Her new memoir was named an editor's pick by Publishers Weekly, and once you pick it up, you won't be able to put it down. Here to share her story, we welcome the author of Unfixed, a memoir of family, mystery, and the currents that carry you home. Kimberly Warner, good to have you with us.
It's so lovely to be here.
First of all, let's talk about the title, Unfixed. What does that mean?
Oh my gosh. Well, it's evolved.
Okay.
Originally, it meant the neurological condition that I live with, or anybody that lives with the chronic illness condition. So the idea that after we've chased a cure for 8, 10, 20 years, we eventually get to that place of, maybe I don't need to fix this. Maybe I can just live this way.
Yeah, maybe I'm okay just the way I am.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that the chasing is actually making sometimes the symptoms worse because it puts us in this elevated, anxious state, or it was for me. So, but Unfixed has evolved since then, and it's become so much more of a word for living with uncertainty, living with the questions, living with all the things that our society tells us we need to fix, like we need to be efficient, we need to, always be excited, we need to arrive and know what our purpose is. And I'm kind of stepping back from all of that and saying, do we?
Yeah, do we have to?
Yeah.
There's a pivotal moment you start your book out with where you're in a bike accident, essentially. And shortly after that, you learn, first of all, you find out you're not doing well physically, but then you learn that your father isn't your father.
Yes. I was 40 years old, and that was the rug was pulled out from underneath my feet. My identity was shattered.
Yeah.
And my father was a surgeon. I grew up with him, the one that raised me.
He adored you.
And
you
he
adored him.
me.
Yeah.
We were inseparable in every way, but he died when I was in high school, which only furthered that bond for me. And so I determined that my life was to be lived for him. And so I went to medical school. I did all of the things to follow his path, only to find out when I was 40 that he never was my dad.
Yeah.
So my identity, a lot of people, we were talking before the show, that a lot of people said, well, nothing's really changed.
Oh, but it has.
And my body just was telling me, like, everything has changed.
Yes.
And it was really hard for me to resolve that. And my nervous system reacted quite dramatically to it.
What happened?
Well, I started having panic attacks, and I want to say that I had a protracted panic attack to the point where I lived in a hypersensitive state for quite a long time. I mean, like 2 years. Yeah. And what eventually came from that was this neurological disorder, which it's called mal de débarquement. And it, my brain perceives ground as liquid now. So where we are sitting.
Like you're walking on water.
Like I'm walking on water. And I've lived with this now for 10 years. It doesn't go away unless I'm in a car.
Yeah.
And when I'm in a car, my vestibular system kicks in and tells me everything's fine. Yeah. And then when we stop, it comes back. So I've learned and adapted to it, strangely enough. The first 2 years were hell. The first 4 years were hell. And I tried to fix it. But I now live with it. Yeah. And it's really okay.
And when we go back to your father, you ended up doing a DNA test, right? And to find your father, because it was a one-night stand that your mom had at a concert.
Yep.
Who hasn't had those?
Yeah, it was the 70s.
I mean, come on, yeah. So then you find out who he is, and it's incredible. When you first look at his picture, because he had passed too, right?
Yes.
You saw yourself.
I saw myself. I started to tremble inside. Yeah. I saw he had 3 albums. He was a musician. He actually worked in TV as well, on public television.
Here he is right here.
And, oh, there he is.
Yeah.
There he is. Yeah. So he was young there. That was around the age he was when my mom met him.
Yeah.
And he was a poet. He was a writer. And ended up, I won't give it away, but yes, he died young. So there was a lot for me to learn about his life once I discovered that he was my dad.
Let's take a look at both your dad, the one you grew up with, and then your bio dad. And they're both incredible men, really, who had an impact on your life once you learned more about Charlie, your bio dad.
Both of them. There's this question of nature versus nurture.
Right.
And I cannot separate the two. I mean, my father who raised me, like you said, we adored each other. Yeah. He had such an influence on who I am, who I choose to be in the world, with how I am with human beings,
Right.
and how I love people. But clearly, my biological father, he was very creative, and I dropped out of medical school.
And he was
a writer, and I got into film,
Yeah.
and this creative urge definitely came from him. So both of them are alive in me.
You write letters to him as a child.
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
So this was just a device. I wrote this book for myself.
Right.
This was never to be shared with the world.
Which I think is fascinating. You first put it out on Substack, right?
Yeah, I actually wrote it, and then I put it away for 3 years. I said, this is done. I just needed to process something for myself. And then I ended up finding a way to communicate with the parts of myself that wished I had known him. The little girl that might have sat on his lap when he was playing his guitar, and so I decided I was going to go back in time and write Dear Charlie letters and explore who I might have been in relationship to him. And this was just, I thought the editor would take them out. It really was more of an intimate way for me to explore a relationship with him. I even answered some of his poems. I have 3 books of his poetry, and I would take them and then I would do a call and response with the poems.
Wow.
And it just was a way to kind of get to know him, because I didn't know who he was.
Right.
And it became an exercise that was fun, but it was also very healing.
Was the whole book cathartic for you?
Ah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It was cathartic, and it also helped me step back and see how much magic. There was so much suffering in that 10-year period, but when I was able to finally step back, I could see that, wow, there was so much magic.
Yeah.
There's just almost as if I was being carried in some way by the 2 of them, or by, there was love there beyond anything that I could fathom in the personal angst that I was feeling with my physiology.
It is so beautiful, so beautifully written. We want to tell everyone the name of the book again is Unfixed. Kimberly Warner, thank you so much.
Helen, thank you.
You bet. All right, we'll be right back with more AM Northwest. Don't go away.